Well, hello everybody. I had some of my subscribers wanting me to go live this afternoon and I didn't schedule it. I have not notified anybody. So I just wanted to see how many would show up just to have a little chat this afternoon. But it seems like I've got one showed up already. They must have got a notification. Well, one came in and then disappeared. So we'll see. I don't really know why she wanted me to go live this afternoon, but she just said you need to go live, so here I am. We'll see what happens. I've got a meeting to go to in about an hour and a half, so I'm not going to be able to stay on for hours. So but I just got a call from the hotline here in this county giving me a red flag warning. That means heat. It's been 104 degrees today. My poor plants are suffering. Well, it seems like we've got one other person in chat. Come on in. Y'all come on in if you're available. I didn't plan this live. Gladys texted me, and oh, there you are, Gladys. Where are you going? I have a property owners meeting to go to at 6, or I need to be there before 6, and it's just right down the street. So I can be on for about an hour and a half, maybe 5:30, 6:30 or so. But I got your message where you told me that I needed to go live this afternoon, so I finally decided, oh well, why not? I've got about an hour or so. Yeah, we have a property owners meeting about once a month, and I try to attend what of them, I can attend, see what's going on with the community. Y'all come on in. It shows we got 4 people in chat. I only see Gladys that popped into chat. I love your language. I wish I had some. Huh. I'm not sure I understand that quite well. Yeah, I worked on a video this afternoon and I wasn't sure what time I would get it uploaded, but I finally got that uploaded and published, so I was able to go ahead and turn around and go live now. So yeah, some people may not want to show up in chat because it's not going to be a giveaway or anything. I was watching Steven's video earlier about, I think he's already buried 7 of his pet animals. I guess a dog or something has killed them. Well, hello, John Ray Birds. How are you? Staying cool, I hope. Gladys says she'll always show up. Yeah, I tried to get out and do a short video, but it was so hot. It was already 102 degrees outside when I tried to do my video. And it was so hot. I did get about a half-hour video done. And then I just gave up. I had to come in the house and cool off. You found Bloomin's video? Yeah, I posted one on Facebook of her playing Hallelujah. I asked her if it was all right before I posted it. Yeah, she's pretty good playing the piano and singing. My problem is I sing. I don't play a piano or guitar or anything else. I started out learning how to play several different instruments and I never stuck with it. It shows we got 6 popped in, but some of them are silent viewers though. Oh, John Ray, you play guitar. How neat. I have a brother that plays guitar, one plays drums, one plays piano. My son plays lead guitar. My daughter plays alto saxophone. But I was the one that always liked to sing. And sing, but just to my dog. I wish I could had kept up and learned how to play a lot, several instruments. I started on the piano. My brother was trying to teach me how to play drums. Um, my aunt started teaching me how to play the accordion, which you don't see anybody play nowadays. It's not as easy as it looks. Oh, she did, Gladys? Well, that's neat. Your neighbor accidentally heard you, John Ray? What did your neighbor think? She told you she loved you? When my son used to practice his band, he did it in his garage, and he finally put that sound barrier up around inside his garage, but still playing heavy metal music the way they played with drums, guitars, everything all set up in the garage. It was pretty loud in the neighborhood. They know you're the crazy bird man. Yeah, man, something's got to give with this weather. I mean, it's 104 today, but it's going to be up to 107 several days by the end of the week. That's way too hot with no rain. Hey, Slim Twiggy, how are you? I wasn't sure who'd be able to just pop in at this unscheduled live that Gladys requested. Did you hear rock and roll? My son's band was heavy metal. So that was almost like headbanging music. They were real good with what they played, but it was loud and, it was more of the heavy metal music. So they kept the whole neighborhood entertained where he lived during the time his band practiced every week. They don't do that anymore because they quit performing. I mean, they had kids coming along and they needed to be at home with their kids and stuff like that, and they just had to put their band on the back burner. We got 11 in here. Some of them are silent viewers, I guess. John Ray, Gladys, Slim Twiggy. 12. We got silent viewers. Where are you? Come on in, you guys. Make yourself known. I know that's bad. I think if I was him, I'd gather up my animals and put them back in their pens as much as I could until I got, I got rid of the problem, so to speak. He was saying he had a dog running around that was killing his animals. Well, I think I'd put them all back in the pens if I could, at least until I got rid of that dog. Because he's going to keep coming around killing them if he doesn't. And he may not catch that dog, before he kills quite a few more of his animals. And those poor little baby rabbits, he said he only had one rabbit left of that first litter. And he's got another litter, so you don't know how many of those that are going to survive the dog attacks, because they're out. They're not in a pen. That dog has bitten one of Tammy's dogs before. I didn't know that. Well, they definitely need to get rid of that dog. They need to catch him, take him for a ride, put him out way down the road or something. I mean, Stephen said that they couldn't get the dog catcher to do anything. That's unusual. What are they in business for if they don't come out and catch the stray dogs? Here in this neighborhood, you can't let a dog run loose. They've got to be either on a leash if you're walking them, or they've got to be in a fenced-in area in your yard. You can't let them just run around. Because if you do, we do call the dog catcher, and he will come catch them. Oh, yeah, that dog knows there's food with all the animals around there. And he's going to come back, and he's going to kill them every night until something's done with the dog. All the little rabbits disappeared, the baby ones, and he probably ate them. Because Stephen said this morning on his video there was only one of that first litter left. He's got another litter now that are a lot smaller, so that's the second litter of rabbits that were born. But they're out running around, they're not in a pen, so that dog will get them too if he's not careful. I mean, I hate it. I hate to know that animal, because he's just doing what an animal does. But it's a shame that he's killing those animals that Stephen has. No, they shouldn't be letting that dog run loose. And that's the reason I said if I couldn't do anything better, I'd set a trap somehow to catch that dog. And I'd take him for a ride down the road far enough that he wouldn't come back to my house. Yeah, I remember Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, the dog's just doing what dogs do. I mean, but you don't want him there killing your animals, That's bad. I remember Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, he needs to go somewhere other than where he's at now. Oh, he passed away today? Okay, so I guess Stephen remedied the problem today. Well, I hope there's not any more of them out there. Because usually the stray dogs run in packs. There's usually a couple of them, not just one. Oh, Pee Wee passed. Oh, I didn't get that. I thought she meant that the other problem was taken care of. No, I didn't know Pee Wee passed away today. Hi, April. Aloha. Yeah, I mean, Stephen can catch the pictures of the dogs on camera all day long, but that doesn't mean he's going to remedy the problem. By the time he gets to where the dog is, the dog's going to be gone. Or he'll know he's coming and he's going to take off. So I don't know how he's going to take care of that dog problem. Do you know how Pee Wee died? Was it just of old age, or was he sickly, or what the problem was? Because I don't know any idea how old he was. And it just seems like he's been Pee Wee Herman for a long time. Yeah, we're doing the live giveaway Wednesday morning at 10. Oh, bone cancer? I see. Yeah, John Ray, the live giveaway is, and that's the 2nd of August. Yeah, I hadn't planned on doing this one today, but I got one of Gladys's messages, and she said, Linda, you need to go live this afternoon. I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to have time, but I got my video uploaded. I shower, changed, and I'm ready to go to the meeting at 6, so before 6. So I said I've got time to go on and do a short live before I go. Yeah, if you're Eastern time, it's not, no. If you're Eastern time, it's 11 your time, 10 Central, because you're an hour ahead of me. If you're Eastern time, it's 11 o'clock, isn't it? Because you're an hour ahead. Yeah, I'm Central time. Eastern is an hour ahead of me. Like Western time is like 2 hours behind me. I know, I think I'm an hour behind Slim Twiggy's time, which is in Canada. Yeah, 10 a.m. Central time. So if you're Eastern time, it'll be 11 a.m. your time, John Ray. Aren't you over on Eastern time? Well, now you say you're an hour behind me, Slim Twiggy. I thought I was an hour behind you. I get all confused on this time. I'm going to have to get me a time chart and put it on my wall over here. 5:22. No, 5:52. Well, see, it's 4:52 my time because it's not 5 o'clock yet here. So you're an hour ahead of me, Gladys. You're in Eastern time. Yeah, so if it's 5:53 where you're at, John Ray, you're an hour ahead because it's only 4:53 here, my time. That's the reason I said I'd have time to do the live before I had to go to the meeting. Meeting starts at 6, and I just have to walk down the street. It only take me a couple of minutes to get down there. So I said I could do an hour and a half live before I went. And you're almost 4, huh? phone has not rung but one time all day, and you ought to know when I try to do a live, it's going to start ringing. Well, then I guess you are an hour before me. Keep my hand from in front of the camera. Hi, Brenda Jordan. How are you? Glad you could pop in. Hey, your car warranty has expired, Linda. No, my car warranty hasn't expired. I keep getting letters in the mail and calls on the phone wanting me to renew my warranty on my car because it's about to expire. But no, it's not. I took out basically a lifetime extended warranty on my car, bumper to bumper. Cost almost as much as the car did. Mine expired 24 years ago. And I bet you haven't needed it, have you? Brenda Jordan says, I'm cooking dinner, so I'll be listening. Well, I ate some of my leftover lasagna for supper a little while ago before I went live, so. That's the good thing about doing cooking videos. If you live by yourself, you've always got leftover food or something frozen in the freezer that's cooked that you can always pop in the microwave and heat up real fast. Hi, Sharon Tate. Welcome. Glad you could pop in. And I hope everybody remembers to be in chat Wednesday morning at 10 for the live giveaway. Oh my God, you got 337,000 miles on your 04 truck. I've just basically hit over 19,000 miles on my car. So you know I don't drive around much since I'm not working. I don't put miles on it at all, hardly. Just stays parked in my driveway. And I was going to keep my Cavalier. It was 20 years old, but somebody rear-ended me and they totaled my car out. The insurance liked about $300 wanting to pay enough to fix the car, so they totaled it out. So I just had to turn it in, and I went and collected the insurance that they paid me for it, and I bought the new car. Well, hi, Annette Berry from Louisiana. How are you today? I hope you can make our live on Wednesday morning at 10 for the giveaway. I keep reminding people because I'm afraid they're going to forget. Got 19 in here. That's doing pretty good. What time Central? I am Central Time, so it will be 10 a.m. Wednesday morning. Because I'm in Texas, so I'm Central Time. "10 a.m., Annette. It's already been scheduled. Have you not got a notification on it? It's been scheduled days ago. I'll go back and recheck, but I know I did schedule it several days ago. Your 12 noon Hawaii time? So you're 5 hours behind me. Annette Berry said she lives in Conroe, so, and she did get a notification. So evidently my scheduled live has been, notified members. So April is in paradise. Yeah, Hawaii. Oh my gosh. It's a beautiful place. I'll probably never get to go. But I've seen pictures of it. My daughter went, and her husband went to Hawaii for several weeks years ago, and she said it was beautiful over there. Got a little rain today. We need it desperately. They've been calling my phone, issuing red flag warnings, and what that is the heat warning, telling people not to get out in the heat, and if you do, don't be out there very long. So you're not flying. Well, that's the only thing that would hinder me from going to Hawaii is the flight. But I mean, I've flown everywhere else. And probably if I got a chance to go to Hawaii, maybe with friends or family or something, I would go. I definitely wouldn't go by ship, because that would terrify me, to be out with that much water surrounding me where I can't touch ground. I think I'd rather be in the airplane. Okay, Slim Twiggy said you got it, so okay. You live in Louisiana now? Okay. Louisiana looks like it would be a real friendly state to live in. It seems like all the people, the Cajun people, are really friendly. Yep, this heat is abnormal, Slim Twiggy. And they said that people all over the country, in most places, have been experiencing extreme hotter weather this summer than normal. Ours has been extremely hot for too long and too dry. I mean, we've had literally no rain in about 2 months. And every day we've had over 100-degree temperatures. It's supposed to be lifted today, Sharon. Unless I get a notification telling me otherwise, starting tonight, when I water, I should be able to get out and water all I want to from now on. You've flown to Fort Hood, Texas, and other Army bases. Well, I've flown from here to North Carolina in black, and when I was living in North Carolina, I flew from North Carolina to New York a few times, but that's the only places I've ever flown to. Oh my God, 79 degrees. Wouldn't I love for it to be 79 degrees right here now? That would feel so good. Good news. What's the good news, Sharon? I'm trying to watch my chat on this screen, and it keeps fading out. I don't know why it does that. You're in claustrophobia? I'm too claustrophobia to be. I do have a slight case of claustrophobia, but not so much that I can't fly. I used to. Almost the minute I'd get on that plane and it would take off, I was throwing up. But then after I grew up older, I got over that. I used to could ride in a car and would get car sick. And I can't get in real tiny, small, closed in places like the time they wanted to do the MRI. You know, they want to put you in this little tube thing to do the scan. I freaked out. He had to bring me out. And he said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, "I have a slight case of claustrophobia." And I said, "I can't do this." He said, "Well, you'll have to go and reschedule with your doctor and have him give you a sedative or something." I said, "No, I'm going to get it done today. Just give me a few minutes. I will try meditation, and then I'll let you know, and then you can put me back in and see if that'll work." And I changed my frame of mind. I closed my eyes. All of a sudden, I was out in fields of flowers everywhere but in that tube. He put me in there. I didn't move a muscle. I never opened my eyes. He brought me out after it was over, and he laughed. He said, "I must admit, for somebody that has claustrophobia and was so hard to get in there the first time," he said, "when you did get in there," he said, "you never moved a muscle." And I said, "Oh, I was not in there. I was out in a field of flowers somewhere." And he just laughed at me. Yeah, the water restrictions were supposed to be lifted as of today. They said the 31st of July, the restrictions would end. So I should be able to water all I want to now. I mean, I still have to like water late in the evening, you know, because it's too hot during the day to water. It'll just cook your plants if you do. You did MRIs, John Ray, so you know what I'm talking about, huh? How were you able to get in the MRI with claustrophobia? I had to do medication. That's the only way I could get in there. Meditation, not medication. I'm sorry, I pronounced that wrong. I just closed my eyes and put myself in some other era of the world. I wasn't even there anymore. Linda Germain, hello. Oh. Oh, I see we got another Linda in here. Well, welcome, Linda. I didn't realize that's what John Ray was talking about till I read his message, and then I saw underneath there that it was a Linda Germain. So, hello, welcome to our chat. Gladys said she couldn't do the MRI. But I'm curious as how John Ray was able to get in there and get it done. They injected that dye in me. And see, I'm allergic to the dye. They can't use that on me anymore. They tried it one time and I couldn't breathe. So that after that, they realized they can't use that dye with me anymore because I'm too highly allergic to it. But when they put me in that MRI scanner or whatever they call that thing, that tube, they didn't give me any kind of injection at all. You burned and hurt going in? Well, they gave me some kind of dye years ago when they did a scan of my neck. And with that kind of stuff, they're not supposed to let your head go lower than your body. And they did mine. And I had a splitting headache by the time I left there, to the point I couldn't sit up. I had to get in the back seat of my car and lay down and let my friend drive me home. They also did a chemical stress test. I'll never do that again. I've never had that done, so I don't know what that's all about. But the doctor's technician drove me to Fort Worth one time to do a scan of some kind. It was on my back and neck from my injuries before surgery. And they didn't have any painkiller to give me. So she stopped by a bar and got me some kind of drink that they make with cranberry juice. And it was good. But I tell you what, by the time I finished drinking it, I was not feeling any pain. Yeah, that's what happened to me, John Ray, when they injected me with that dye. It felt like an elephant sat on my chest, and I couldn't breathe in or out. And they had to give me Benadryl, in a heartbeat, so I could start breathing again. Because I immediately went into anaphylactic shock. And I'm supposed to wear a bracelet with the fact that I have allergies. And I have another bracelet that I'm supposed to wear since my cancer scare, because they put me through surgery and removed 22 lymph nodes. And I've got one bracelet that I'm supposed to wear that shows lymphedema. But I don't wear either one of them. And that was a surgery that was unnecessary, because they diagnosed me with cancer, and then later after surgery they realized I never had cancer at all. But they removed the lymph nodes but by then, and you can't put them back. That's why one of my arms, my left arm, is always more puffier than my right, is because of the lymphedema. It's just a slight case of it. I don't have much, but you can tell it holds liquid because it's a little bigger than my right arm. Ashley Chapman, hello. Glad you could pop in. We're just in here chit-chatting. Yeah, that's what everybody told me back years ago when I went through all that. You said you should have sued them. You'd have had enough money that you'd have been living good right now. I said, yeah, but I was not in any shape, physically or mentally, to sue anybody then. And neither one of my kids lived close enough and were able to be here to go through that with me, because they lived in other towns. They work all the time. They couldn't take off work to deal with my issues. So, and I think it's too late to sue now. I think there's a time limit on how many years you can go before you can't sue them anymore. And I think there is a clause in that somehow, like if you were not physically or mentally able to do this, to sue them at the time, then you can sue them later, but I don't know what that time limit is. I think it's something like 7 years for the ordinary time limit on being able to sue a doctor. And see, this has been 20 some years ago, so this is been in 96 something. I think it was 96 that I went through that. Well, John Ray, you need to check into that, because Camp Lejeune probably owes you a hunk of money. I'd definitely check with some of those people that notify me and see what's going on and see what I'm entitled to and see what I've got to do or can do. And you lived there for 5 years. And some of your health problems today may have been caused from that. So you definitely ought to check into it. Yeah, so you need to check into it and get some payment for that. Get pain and suffering. That's what they call it. If I could go back and sue the doctors that misdiagnosed me, I would. But like I said, I think it's too late now. I don't think I can go back and do that. because it knocked me out of being able to go to work. You know, when your immune system is knocked out, you can't be out in public. So I couldn't work. They did put me on disability at first, but then after I got halfway straightened out, I went back to work because the disability was not enough for me to live on. And so I lost all that. You know, they finally took the disability, the Medicaid, and food stamps, all that stuff I don't have anymore. That's been gone for many years. Because I told them, I said, I can't live on what you want to give me. Yeah, so see, your whole family needs to contact somebody and get your. I mean, they owe you, so why not? Yeah, I know. What they did to me was for life, and I can't go back and undo it. I can't change it. It'll always cause me problems, you know, for the rest of my life. Yeah, I could probably use another moderator, Ray. Violence. She's telling me that I can sue. Well, I know I could sue years ago, but I think the time limit has run out. I don't think I can sue them anymore. And I don't have all the legal paperwork and stuff from the doctors and the surgeon and all that at my access anymore. I'd have to get all that. Yeah, I was going to ask him. It seemed like he asked me if, or he was telling me I needed a moderator, but when I told him I did, then he got off. He deleted the message out, so I didn't know if he wanted to be a moderator or not. You need more mods for Linda. Yeah, Wilkes County boy doesn't show up anymore. And I mean, he was one, and he still is one. I have not taken him out. So, I'll sign in over here. So if he wants to be one, I mean, I could put him in as one. Well, he disappeared. He took the message off and I always forget to turn the sound down. You were stunned by one of the messages. Well, John Ray, would you like to be a mod for my channel? Stunned by one of the messages. I must have missed the message. Okay, John Ray, I'll put you in. Let's see. Now you should come up as a moderator, John Ray, because I added you. Yeah, I had in mind of asking more people if, other people would like to be a mod for my lives. I mean, that way if I had several, everybody I don't think could show up for every single live stream that I have. But if I have 5 or 6 different moderators, then I may be able to get some, at least a few of them to show up at every live that I do. Make me a moderator and I will teach you Russian for free. And this is the Russian? You're really Russian? Are you really Russian? Well, I was going to ask Slim, but I didn't know if she wanted to be a moderator since she's got her own channel or not. But, I mean, I would love to have... Oh, she's saying right now she would be. Okay. Okay, I just put you in, Slim. You're really from Russia? Oh, my goodness. Okay, Russian, I got you in as moderator. Slim Twiggy, got John Ray Birds, I've got Gladys. I've still got Wilkes County Boy, but he doesn't show up anymore. And the situation with Bloomin', she might show up or she may not, depending on how she feels. And I told her that was okay when I first made her a mod, because when I first asked her, she told me that she wasn't sure how many lives that she'd be able to attend. Keep your mods to who you know. Well, I don't know who the Russian is. Does anybody else know the Russian? Because I don't. I mean, I knew John Ray from the other channels that I go to. I knew Slim Twiggy from the other ones. I knew Gladys and I knew Bloomin'. The Russian's the only one that I really don't know. No. Where is the Russian? Are you still there? I'm trying to watch the chat to find him. And I know there's a female picture at your profile, but I don't know. Are you female or male? And there's Miriam Mullet. Might be making a troll moderator. I don't know. He hasn't come back up. Well, I'll question him a little bit, or her, a little bit more before I make him a moderator. How's that? Because I know there's other people that, come to my lives. They participate in the chat. They've donated before, that type of thing. And I don't know if any of those would like to be a moderator or not. Hi, Angie Culp. How are you? I'm so glad you could pop in. Hi, Angie. Some Twiggy. So let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've actually got 5 moderators, but there's only 3 in chat right now. And I don't know if Wilkes County Boy will be back or not. I noticed he's moderator in some other channels that I've been in chats at. It's hot where you're at, Angie. It's 104 degrees here where I'm at. It's been hot, hot, hot all day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I don't remember seeing the Russian in any other chats. But I'm familiar with Gladys, with John Race, Slim Twiggy. We're at 90. Oh, I'd take 90 any day other than 104. It's just so hot. I keep saying we got to have a break. It can't keep continuing like this. But everybody's telling me it's just going to get hotter. And in the years to come, it's going to be hotter summers than now, and I can't imagine. Linda Germain, I am originally from North Carolina, but I live in Texas now. I've been living in Texas for about 40 years now. Yep, Angie, I'm originally from North Carolina, right along the coast where Carolina, Wrightsville Beach, that area. I lived actually on Oak Island before I came to Texas. My hometown is about 20 minutes inland, called Atkinson, Atkinson. My maiden name is Barnhill, Barnhill. And all of you that are on Facebook friends with me, all the posts you see from Barnhills on there, they're all my family. And a lot of them that aren't Barnhills are my family. I keep up with my whole family on Facebook. Okay, I just wanted to find out a little bit about you, Russian. I didn't know if you were male or female or anything. I had not seen you in chats before, so I know I made one person a moderator, and immediately they started posting comments and then deleting comments, and I didn't know what was going on. They just wanted to be able to delete comments is what they said, so I had to get them out of there. Yeah, like I have a brother, Donnie, that's on Facebook. William or Billy, that's my brother. Mike Barnhill and Barbara, that's my family. That's my brother and sister-in-law. So all my family are on Facebook, but most of them do go by my maiden name, which is Barnhill. That's why if you look on my Facebook profile, it's Linda Barnhill Hauser. It's because Barnhill is my maiden name. Yeah, we want you here, Russian. Stay in chat for a while and show up several times, and then I might go ahead and make you a moderator. I found I'm too quick to trust people, and sometimes I find out that, it's not a good idea. Yep, I'm from the North Carolina coast, right along the Wilmington, Carolina Beach, Wrightsville Beach, that area. Your family lives in North Carolina. What part of North Carolina, John Ray, did they live in? On the coast? Well, coastline is a big area. Are they down south, down toward Carolina, Wrightsville Beach, that area? Or are they up further north on the coast? Or down below? Because even in my hometown, like I said, we were only about 20 minutes away from Carolina and Wrightsville Beach, Fort Caswell, that area. Jacksonville, okay. That's about 90 miles from my hometown, Jacksonville is. Because I remember the Army base there was about 90 miles from my hometown. Onslow County. And my hometown is in Pender County. I lived in Brunswick County for a while. That was out on Oak Island. That's where my son was born before I came to Texas. I tell you, it's even hot in my house. My AC is just running, running, running. It's been running nonstop. Vicky's husband is from far east Tennessee, but he got to Texas as soon as he could. Too little old me. Yeah, the famous Oak Island. We lived out there for about a year because we lived out there during my whole pregnancy. And we were about 2 blocks from the beach strand. So I could come out my front door and just walk a block and a half down the street, and I was right out on the ocean, right out on the beach. I loved living there. I did not want to leave. But I've heard some of my cousins lived out there now since I moved away. And they said, oh, you don't want to move back to Oak Island. There's so many restrictions and everything out there now. They make it so hard to live there. And expensive, too. Peter Vare, hello. Welcome to chat. Glad you could pop in. We're not doing too bad in chat since I didn't schedule it or notify anybody that I was going live. Yeah, Oak Island is a nice place to live, or it was years ago when I was there. Yeah, it's about a 13-mile long island. And we used to go clamming on one end where you could dig in the sand and get clams, and about middle way there was a bridge that you could drop a crab cage over and catch crabs. My ex-husband used to go shrimping all the time with friends of his, and we had a 50-foot gill net that we put out in the ocean, and it stayed out 24/7. We pulled it in about every 12 hours to unload the fish out of the net, and then we put it right back out. So we always had flounder, spots, crab, shrimp, any kind of seafood you wanted. We had plenty of it. Some of your family, John Ray, live in Greensboro and Whiteville or Whiteset. I've never been to Greensboro, but I've heard a lot about it. Whiteville, that area. Well, I can stay on a few more minutes, about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to have to get off and head down to the meeting. But we got 25 in here. That's not doing too bad. What part of the country were you from, Peter Vare? I've had a hot day. I don't know what kind of day you've had or where you live, what your temperature is, but it's been 104 here. Still is by my thermometer over here. Oh, you're in the UK, that's right. I think you're the one that said it was like 53 degrees there and everything was white. If it was 104 there, everything would melt. Yeah, I remember you said Manchester. Okay, Slim Twiggy, you have a great night, because I'm going to get off of here in just a minute, too. 17 Celsius today, which is what, about 60 Fahrenheit? Shelly Edwards, hello, welcome. Glad you could drop in. Yeah. I'm starting to remember a little bit about the Celsius compared to Fahrenheit. I never gave it much thought before. Well, how would you like 104 degrees? Because that's what it's at right now here. 104. Angie Culp is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping in. Way too hot, yeah. It's way too hot for me as well. I wish it would cool off. I keep saying that this heat wave has got to break soon, or I don't know what people are going to do. My whole yard is burning up. Even if I water, the water evaporates so fast it doesn't do the plants too much good. How are you doing, Angie? And I know I'm only probably 200 feet away from the office, but I'm just thinking it's too hot to even walk that far. Yeah, everybody needs to join in Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the giveaway. He's from the East Tennessee. Irwin. I'm trying my best to keep up with this chat. Sometimes I don't do too good a job at it. I love to go to America. Well, maybe one day you will be able to, Peter. Great food. Yeah, I'm sure you will. At least, now the COVID epidemic is over with. It's not as confining as it was at one time. You're 57, so see, you still have years to go before, you'd have to give up the chance to come to America. You're still young enough that you could come and enjoy it. I've never really thought about going to the UK, but I love watching videos like on YouTube of how people live in other countries, like the UK, Germany, Russia even, a lot of different places. Because you don't realize that people in other countries live a little differently than we do here. Do I like the royal family? Well, I don't really know them. I've watched them on TV, I kept up with quite a bit of that to see what was going on. They seem like interesting people. I don't know if I would like to be a part of the royal family because you'd never have a private moment. You would always be in the spotlight, you know. Your life would not be your own anymore. Well, guys, it's 20 minutes to 6. I've got a meeting to be at 6 o'clock, so I'm going to have to get off of this live. As much as I enjoy it. You too, Peter. Take care. Stay warm over there in the UK where it's colder than we are. Of course, 60 degrees is not that bad. April, you have a good night. Gladys, good night to you. John Ray. All the people still left in chat, y'all have a blessed night. Encourage people to like, share, and subscribe to my videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.